In this video, we're going to look at using Tactyle to navigate around the screen and do some basic tasks. Here you can see the screen. If I hover the mouse over different parts of it, you can see that it's highlighting square boxes. And that's because underneath Tactyle is a grid, a very simple grid. Now you can't normally see that grid, but you can interact with it really easily. If you want to, for instance, add a new user story, just double click an empty space wherever you like, start typing, ta-da, there's your new user story in there. If you want to put in some additional information about that user story, click back onto it. Now you can see that it's been assigned an ID number, A37 in this case. Come into the estimate field, give it an estimate. You can measure your estimates in any numerical measure you like, although obviously you want to be consistent here. So use story points all the time, use ideal engineering days all the time, use whatever you want, but just use it consistently. And the other thing we're going to put in for this is, I'm sorry, we've just got our on-screen keyboard coming up here. Let's use that just to show that you can actually use Tactyle without a keyboard plugged in. And hey presto, there we go. So that's how it works. If you go navigating around the screen, when you come back to a user story, these three things pop up: ID, estimate, and description. Again, let's enter one more new one. Double click a blank space, type in the title of the user story, and we're done. Let's move something now. Let's grab something here, and wherever we put it, it's going to highlight the cell that it's going to be dropped into. Let's drop it into right here. See where it says toilets for the toilets for our aeroplane that we're building. We're going to drop basic flight instruments in there. Not the normal place you put your basic flight instruments, but yeah, we'll drop them in there and we'll see that it will move all the other stuff down to make room. So we drop those in there and you can see it moved toilets down and it's put basic flight instruments in there. We might just put those back where we got them in the right part of our story map. Let's have a look at now completing some tasks. You can see that there are a few that have been completed already. These ones up here are already ticked off. So when you are ready to complete a story, you can just come up to it and draw a check mark on it, and it changes it to have that green check mark and the green status. If you don't like using the gestures, that's fine. Just right click. We should also have a little look at navigation. I'm going to have to zoom out here because this project is so small. It's actually all fitting on our screen already. So let's zoom out so it doesn't all fit. Now look down the bottom here. You can see this band here that shows the stuff that is off our screen. So here we can see over here where the mouse is now, it's showing us the stuff that's off the screen to the right, and over here it's showing us the stuff that's off the screen to the left. And so that's pretty handy. You can scroll these things in either direction and you can see the context of where you're working. Let's get that back to a sensible zoom level now. The other thing you might like to have a look at is the chart, the burn chart. Here's the chart here. Now it gives you a basic progress burn for your entire project. You need to put in the parameters of start date and target end date. If you want to track costs as well, you can with this red line here. To do that, you need to put in your target budget, and then each week or each month, depending on how you track your costs, you expand this thing here. See, show actual costs, add in a new time period, and you say that for the period ending on that date, our costs were, and you put in your costs, and when you tab out of that field, the burn chart updates. Now clearly my costs here are not entered in a realistic way, but you can see that it's all live. And so that is how to use Tactyle. Have fun.